Hi, my name is Mark Roemke. I'm from Santa Cruz, California, and we are standing in our dojo, the Santa Cruz Bujinkan Dojo. We study Bujinkan Budo Taijutsu. The Grandmaster is Masaki Hatsumi out of Nodashi, Japan, and I'm a 14th Dan in this system.
My name is Jon Young, and I've been doing nature connection work for the last 30 years. Grew up mentored by Tom Brown Jr., who I met in 1971 on a street corner in my neighborhood. And I spent the next 7 years with him without realizing it. He was bringing me on a journey. And the journey that he was bringing me on was the journey that his elder mentor had brought him on. And, we call it coyote mentoring.
The skill set of the ninja most of the time is taught in Japan and all around the world on the mats. And there's one aspect that's been taught in ninjitsu, but the other parts of ninjitsu, the 18 skill set, are not being taught as much. And these are like the Apache Scout style things that we don't do anymore, like friction fires and how to survive in nature and things like this. And so we met Jon Young in the Eight Shields organization and found out that they do most of these skills that we are lacking in. And they wanted us to come and help empower their nature people to get back in their bodies and get physical again. And so we're doing this really cool trade back and forth with Eight Shields and Santa Cruz Bujinkan Dojo together so that we can help each other out.
When Mark and I met, all I can say is that my hair was just standing up the whole time as we were talking, and we both knew in our bones there was something we were supposed to do, and we didn't quite know what it was at the time. But the more we talked, the more we realized that I was carrying skills that were once in the ninjitsu art and taught regularly in the ninjitsu arts, and Mark was longing to learn them again. And I love martial arts too. I grew up with martial arts, and my mentor Tom was big on martial arts, and he really used that a lot in our mentoring when I was growing up, so it was a big part of my life. And when I looked at the 18 arts, and I looked at the ones that were kind of the lost arts, if you will, I realized, well, gee, we're covering a lot of these, and it would be really fun to get back into training.
At first, when I was talking with Jon Young, it was interesting to try to find how they were going to cross, because I hadn't done much of his bird language or his mentoring courses, and I was just looking for like practical skills, like how to make friction fires and things like that. And what he's done over training with me for the last 6 months is he started to open up my mind to his mentoring concepts. And we didn't realize we were already doing this in martial arts, and they do it through a deep nature connection. We do it through a people and energy connection. And so the two of those things are just amazing. And so when we sat down and went through these 18 skill sets, he went, oh, well, here's how we plug in bird language to this. Here's how we plug in tracking to this. Here's the mentoring part of this. And it just started lighting up all these circuits. So these are the 18. I'm going to read them off this list. Number 1 is body skills. Number 2 is stick and staff skills. Number 3 is first aid skill. Number 4 is bladed weapon skill. Number 5 is rope and chain skills. Number 6 is fire safety and fire making skills. Number 7 is survival skills. Number 8, stealth skills. Number 9, water skills. Number 10, animal skills. Number 11, perception and magic skills. Number 12, camouflage and escaping skills. Number 13, weather skills or meteorology stuff. Number 14, geography skills, which would involve some orienteering and things like that. Number 15, disguise and impersonation skills. And I wasn't quite sure with that one in particular how that would fit, but he said there's all sorts of like birds who mimic each other and do things to make another bird think it's an actual predator so that they can escape in an area. And then he just started going in detail with other animals and things like that. Number 16, projectile skills. 17, strategy and tactics skill. And number 18 is time, space, and energy skills. And so I'm really looking forward to going through these things with Jon.
The generation that's coming up right now, the teenagers into the early 20s right now, and I keep meeting these really, really switched on people. They're really alive, they're really embodied, and they're really hopeful about the future. And, I just want to express my hopefulness that this whole crop of young children and these young adults, they need something real. You know, they need to lock into something that'll give them a lifetime of nourishment. And I really want to reach them with anything that I've been carrying that has done that for me, you know, and pass it down to them so they can carry it. Because I can see with a few tools and a little bit of skill and cooperation and collaboration, these guys are going to really do great things in the world. And I just want to help.
So our opening and closing bow-in ceremony, which is also a greeting ceremony, you could call it, for the 8 shields, it's Shiken Haramitsu Daikomyo. And in this saying, we're proclaiming, may we reach enlightenment together. And this is something we say at the beginning and the end, because every time you meet somebody, they have something to share with you, and you have something to share with them. So, Shiken Haramitsu Daikomyo.